Hello, my name is Peter Amman. I'm a clinical psychologist and a process-oriented psychologist. When I experience being together with someone in a coma, because we usually, and also I was very much expecting the other person to respond verbally, and it's a very challenging moment when someone is not anymore responding verbally. So I discovered process work and its approach to work with altered state of consciousness or remote state of consciousness, like coma, vegetative states, also late or advanced stages of dementia, or maybe people experiencing conditions after a stroke, or sometimes also in very remote states of in the dying process. So process work developed an approach where we can make contact, create relationship, and support people's inner experiences even while they are not talking anymore. Because in process work we assume that there's always consciousness. So even in these remote states of consciousness I just mentioned, there's consciousness. And the other thing we assume, and you can explore it, so don't believe me, just try it out, that these tiny signals you can also perceive in someone, for example, in a vegetative state or late state of dementia. They are not just on only reflex behavior, but they are signals or processes seeking for expression or for awareness. In a coma, there's something going on in the person. The person is experiencing something, sometimes even very important issues of her life. And by joining or getting closer to the person's altered state, which means you have to become much more aware of yourself. You also have to extend your own awareness and to feel inside of you, feel issues or processes you usually marginalize in your perception. So really entering also myself in a kind of slight altered state helps me to relate, to reach out, and to tune into the other person's experience. Even on an intensive care unit, and even while people are under artificial ventilation, they give signals. So we need to train ourselves to perceive them. And there might be a lot of signals, for example, swallowing movements, or maybe the eyes make some movement, even the eyelids are closed, but they might move upwards or downwards, or the skin color might change, or maybe the rhythm of the breath changes, or tiny little movements of fingers appear, or the jaw might move. So there are loads of signals even in someone in an acute coma, and we need to notice them and then describe and verbally describe them back to the patient. And very often you can perceive that the person suddenly, when you describe the signal, that they respond, that they give feedback. So let's say a person in a vegetative state, for example, starts to move the jaw, or maybe the muscles in the face start to vibrate, and then you might say something like, "Oh wow, I'm noticing your jaw is moving, and maybe a lot of things are moving inside of you, or you're touched, or have a lot of feelings." And suddenly the person might Make a deep breath, or the next moment a tear might run down the face. So you really get responses and feedback. And that's the way how we can support people inner experiences even while they don't talk, and we can deepen the contact and support them. And one other important thing I didn't mention, which is always very helpful to start with, is that we join the person's breathing. So we really tune in to the other person by breathing in the same rhythm as the person, as a patient. That helps me to also get closer and connect more to myself with my body, but also is like a way into the other person's experience.